We need to be gay. Trust me. Gay is in, gay is hot. I want some gay. Gay it's gonna be.
Why? I die, you die, we all die. Big Wolf, have a Trito. It'll make it better.
Aye, go. Aye, more passion, more passion, more passion, more energy, more energy, more footwork, more footwork, more footwork, more passion, more energy.
Wait a minute. Who the fuck did you have in here? Why is the seat back like that? And why do this car smell like Japanese cherry blossom? Who the fuck did you have in here?
Lace your heart with mine. Let your sleeping soul take flight. Take me through the night.
Is there a way to change the facial expressions of my character in Baldur's Gate? Because just every single time, it doesn't matter what class, what race, or like personality, whatever, it's always just
sex. I'm wanting more. Tell the world, stop the war. Boom, here's the bait.
I love it in here. I fucking love it! Oh, oh no! Oh no! They're coming in through the back door! Oh no! Oh no! Grab the children! Save the children!
So I guess I gotta stay now. Oh, I hope someday I'll make it out of here, even if it takes all night or 100 years. Need a place to hide, but
Here's how you can obtain the Infernal Robe without losing Karlach in Baldur's Gate 3. First, head over to the Druid Grove and speak with Will, where he'll ask you to slay a devil for him. Accept the quest and dismiss all your party members except for Will.
I question the wisdom of that decision, but so be it.
Ungroup Will and locate everyone's favorite tiefling. Without speaking to her, attack and kill Karlach. Don't worry, she won't be down long. Now return to Will and speak with him to progress his story quest. Use a scroll of Revivify on Karlach to bring her back to life. Make sure to keep your distance to avoid any cutscenes. Return to camp and take a long rest and you'll be greeted by Mazora. After the cutscene, you'll be rewarded with the Infernal Robe. Return to Karlach and you will be able to recruit her as if nothing happened. For more Baldur's Gate 3 videos, make sure to like, follow, and share.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we
Keep me coming back for more. Baby, you're on.
Okay, so what I do is I 3D print these dungeon tiles, and then I put these little ball magnets in them, right? So then you glue it together and you paint it, and then what you can do is you can just like, they snap like this, and they can go in any direction, right? And then you can have these whole setups, and they're all using magnets.
He ain't gonna jump no more. Glory, glory, what a hell of a way to die.
Oh man, whiz-bangs!
Keep calm, Karlach. One bad flare, and you could blow this whole place.
Oh man, whiz-bangs!
Better.
Lace your heart with mine. Let your sleeping soul take flight. Take me through the night. Down.
So why is my entire feed on this godforsaken app thirst traps about a fucking vampire elf twink from a game I haven't played? I'm a lesbian, what the fuck do you want from me?
Hold it! I swear to Iron Hand. One more step and a blow us to chunks.
The barrel is filled with smoke powder.
Careful. I'd rather not have to pick bits of gnome from my hair.
Shut your mouth, Hoon, or I'll shut you down. Try me, you fucker. I know what you are. You want me? Come get me. Then let it be done. Wait. What in the hell's? You moved them. Go on. Drag me to Moonrise. I'll make you cult nutters suffer. I knew I couldn't trust you. Do it then. Make it hurt.
Got it.
3 hours of character customization, so I thought I was finished.
Apparently not. Wait. Wait. Wait, why do I get to make a second character? Please.
En este juego puedes tener sexo con un oso, como lo oyes, con un oso. Como en todo buen RPG, en Baldur's Gate 3 podremos tener romances con algunos de los compañeros que encontremos a lo largo del juego, pero hace unos días pudimos saber que entre esos compañeros podremos elegir tener un romance con un druida que se transforma en oso, y ya te puedes imaginar. El guionista del juego, Adam Smith, asegura que desde el estudio han pensado en las alegrías y los placeres que puede ofrecer un encuentro sexual con un druida salvaje, y han querido darle a la gente lo que quiere, dice él, un romance tierno y consentido con un hombre transformado temporalmente en oso pardo. Así que podemos decir que Baldur's Gate 3 es un juego apto para furros.
You planning on telling me stealing is wrong?
I do, as a matter of fact. Revenge. I want to steal that big, shiny idol they're all chanting at. Be careful. They look as brittle as old bark, but they're vicious.
On my way. It seems the idol of Sylvanas has been stolen. You certainly are convincing. The druid is letting you leave.
I had a feeling you'd be back. Thanks. See you in Baldur's Gate, I hope.
On tippy toes. Some mild class in here. Don't mind if I do.
You've been a friend to us. Come back anytime.
I want to have a word.
Somebody stole the idol. If I find out who it was, I'll recruit him.
What do you bring? I require good. Another.
Another one.
Again! More!
Another one.
Another! Corruption! No! Gold! I need gold! No! I paid back!
Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
So Zach and I are playing Baldur's Gate.
Not yet. We're just only starting to, venture forth into this game.
Yes,
we haven't actually started playing.
We're about to start playing. Yeah. And we've spent the entire morning coming up with our character concept for this 200+ hour game we're about to play. We are Dominic Toretto and Brian O'Connor from the Fast and the Furious, transported directly into D&D. And our plot line is that we are actually them from the Fast and Furious movies, like not in the D&D universe. And in the Fast and Furious movies, Dom and Brian have a D&D campaign, and they both one night were playing with their friends, and they both rolled a natural 20, and it's like D&D Jumanji. They got sucked into the campaign, into the game, playing as whatever their build would be. Dom is a barbarian who is eventually going to multi-class a little bit into fire and a little bit into rogue to get that like maximum athletic, whatever. And Brian is an Oathbreaker paladin because, cop who's no longer a cop, and eventually going to multi-class out to become very high action and, magic and warlocky and all that stuff. And like I said, we're literally them trapped in a D&D game. We're going to roleplay the whole game that way. And then in the game, you each get a spiritual guardian, which we decided is going to be... we're going to roleplay it as basically... What the fuck just happened?
You're using my controller.
Oh, that's why. Whoopsies. Sorry about that. We're role-playing it as our guardians are other members of the Fast family who are sitting at the D&D game with us, trying to save us, get us out of the game, but they have to stay in character because those are the rules, like in Jumanji. So Dom is guided by Han, and Brian is guided by Tej, and this is about as close to the character creator lets you get to what they look like, so womp womp. But that's our concept, and we're about to commit to this whole huge game.
Get Fast and Furious in Baldur's Gate.
Good afternoon, D&D, TikTok, and beyond, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. The dice I'm using today are a mystery set of dice that were sent in by a viewer. Thank you. Looks like we've got a blue marbled set. Awesome. All right, let's roll for bread. 6, sourdough. Got some nice hearty sourdough toasted up. A little bit of a weird color distribution, but it's crispy all over. All right, next up, let's roll for Maine. 12, butter the bread and re-roll. Well, I know those of you on the other side of the Atlantic will be happy about this one. I can't tell you how many comments on each video I get surprised that I don't butter my bread for sandwiches. It's not something I grew up doing here in the US, but it seems to be common abroad. Personally, I like butter, but I don't think it's necessary for a sandwich every time. All right, roll again for Maine. 12, butter the bread and re-roll. All right, I guess the fates decided I didn't do enough butter the first time. This has actually happened once before on this show. Unlikely pair of rolls, but not unheard of. So, all right, let's load it up with extra butter. All right, let's see what kind of protein we're going to add to this thing. 12, butter the bread and re-roll. All right, I guess the dice gods demand even more butter. This is really, really weird. It's a landmark episode today. This will never happen again. All right, let's roll again for Maine. What? Again? Guys, I think these mystery dice might be haunted or something by the ghost of someone with very high cholesterol. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm like frosting a cake at this point. I don't want any more butter. I guess we're gonna try again. Hello, police? Yeah, I have a butter emergency. I think I have a ghost. A butter ghost? I gotta try this again. I gotta roll something other than a 12. What if this never stops? What if I just keep rolling 12s forever? I don't want to do this. I want to see my children grow up. I don't want to be stuck in a time.
Yes, you read the tagline correctly. These are the books that I would recommend to you based on who you decided to romance in your playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. So I've got a big stack of books here for the first 6 companions that you can come across in Baldur's Gate 3. I can do later videos on the other ones if you want, but there's just so many that I'm going to stick to the main 6. This video was recommended by a friend of mine who is a Astarion girly, so Astarion is going to go last. Everyone has got 3 books that I'm going to recommend to you except for Astarion who has 4. So kicking things off with the girls, let's go with Shadowheart first. I can highly recommend Clytemnestra for the Shadowheart fans. It is a brilliant book if you love the feminine rage, internal struggle that you get with Shadowheart. The next book for the Shadowheart fans is The Bone Witch by Rinch Pecco. This is about a girl who has magical powers that are seen as a curse and that she's ostracized for, so if you like that side of Shadowheart, then you'll really love this book. Then if you want something a little lighter, but the book contains the female love interest that is dark and gritty and seen as mysterious and possibly evil, Mortal Follies is absolutely perfect for that. It is a lot lighter than the other two books. So then moving on to my favourite Fire Baby Karlach, I'm going to kick this off with Legends and Lattes. Yes, the protagonist in this is a half-orc, not a tiefling. However, the characterisation and the vibes are so immaculate for Karlach, and this is the story that I want for her. I want her to open up a little bakery after the events of Baldur's Gate 3 because she deserves it. Then if you really like Karlach because she's a big woman that hits things with swords really well, you gotta read Godkiller by Hannah Kern. This book is absolutely outstanding. The main character Kissin and Karlach could be the same person. The bisexual representation is immaculate. The disability representation in this book, with Kissin having a prosthetic leg, has a lot of the same vibes as Karlach's infernal heart and the trouble she goes through dealing with that. Then completely on the flip side of that, if you like Karlach because she's a big woman that hits things with swords really well, but she ends up with a woman, The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke is for you. Then if you are one of the players that kind of scares me in this world that decided to romance Lae'zel, these books are for you. So firstly, if something that you really like about Lae'zel is she's a bit of a fish out of water, she doesn't know a lot about the place that she's been dropped into, essentially. Some of the Wild Bill is absolutely perfect for that kind of vibe. Then if you want a story about a girl who is kind of perturbed by the fact that the guy in the book is really nice to her and so she's just mean to him, Thornhedge is absolutely wonderful. It's a new book by T. Kingfisher. Again, it's a nice short book. It's immaculate. She's called Toadling. The vibes. Then if you want a story about a no-nonsense powerful woman that will speak her mind and will be mean to even her friends, The Adventures of Amina al-Sayrafi is perfect for that. Amina will not hold back when she thinks her friends are being stupid and will tell them straight to their face in the bluntest way possible, like Lae'zel does. So we're done with the girls, now let's move on to the boys, and starting us off with the wizard that doesn't understand timing and doesn't understand when you should tell someone that you're interested in them, Gale. So first up for Gale is Babel, whatever you want to call it. It's immaculate, it's brilliant. If you want a book about people that absolutely love magic and the study of it, and I can imagine that this is the book that Gale is reading at camp, there you go, you're welcome. Then if you want a wholesome story about a wizard that really doesn't understand timing and how people work and how emotions work, Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater is phenomenal. It's one of my favourite books of all time. It's in my top 5 books of all time. Then like me, if you find the Mystra and Gale story really compelling and really interesting and you want a book that has those kind of vibes, Angels Before Man is the perfect book for that kind of story. This is a Lucifer's Fall retelling, and so you have that interesting like parallel between Gale being the perfect child of Mystra who seeks too high, tries to get too much power and is thrown from grace, and then you have Lucifer who does the same thing and is cast out by God. So if you like that vibe, you like that energy, and you want to feel pain. Now moving on to everyone's second choice, who is the person that I've been told countless times I was going to romance him and then I decided to romance someone else, or I'll get him next playthrough. Will. And you know why you should romance Will? Because his first book is Divine Rivals. He is Roman from Divine Rivals. Need I say more? Read this book if you love this man. Next up is Anatomy, a Love Story by Dana Schwartz. This is perfect Will vibes, especially towards the end. There is a little bit of magic that you don't actually kind of expect. It's magic, but science. It's really cool. Very Will vibes. If, like me, you can't get over the pain and trauma and suffering that Will goes through, as well as the pain and trauma you are on the receiving end of when you reject him, In Memoriam by Alice Wynne is a must-read if you love Will. It's just, oh my god. This book is phenomenal, and Elwood in this book is very Will. The two characters are so similar, and Elwood is who I imagine Will being going through the situation that Elwood goes through. Now it's time to move on to the last of the 6 companions, and the reason why I decided to make this video, as I was requested to make this video by an Astarion girly, so these are the Astarion recommendations. The first book I have to recommend is Electric Idol by Katie Robert. This is the second book in the Neon Gods series, but all the couples are separate. You should read the first book first, but the main boy in this is Astarion coded through and through. Then if you want a book that is equal parts bisexual, polyamorous and vampire romance with a manipulation turning to true love story, Silver Under Nightfall by Rinch Pecco is an absolutely outstanding read. It's one of my favourite books of the year. If you love Astarion, you're going to love this book. If, like me, you find the Astarion and Cazador backstory really interesting and you want that element of possessive, toxic relationship in your male lead's backstory and it's still present throughout the story, as well as having a manipulative and charismatic personality like Astarion has, you have to pick up The Curse of Saints by Kat Dramis. It's absolutely brilliant. The male lead in this, who's called Will, funnily enough, is very Astarion coded, so if you really love Astarion, you are gonna love Will from this book. And then if you decided to go down the Make Astarion evil route, those that know.
Good morning, Uncle Gorgeous.
How much is this?
So buy 4, get 1 free.
I'll have the free one.
No, Gorgeous, you mean to pay for this? Gorgeous!